Looks like it's 33-minute Tuesday. Look, this is all aimed to you, Scott. I hear you, man. I hear the frustration. I hear the disbelief. I'll try to address some of the things that commenting just takes too long. Right now, I'm driving to Reading, picking up my stepmom, Karen, who lives with me. It's an hour-and-a-half drive. So I stopped at Wawa at first, sat there and did the first video for 33 minutes. And I just did another one. And so here's this one, because I see you made a couple more videos. All right, let's see. How many accounts do I have? I have... The first account that I've ever had is this one. As soon as I started to get the first strike and the second strike, I made the backup channel, Summer is Near. Told people to sub to that. I'm glad I did, because if I didn't, I wouldn't have been able to upload for the time period that I was cut off from. And then somebody in the comment section said, you know, you only have a 2-week, you can upload, and it was like 3 weeks passed by. Like, you know, you only have 2-week punishment. I'm like, oh, I do? Okay. So I go on there and made that, I go back to my main channel, I start uploading there. With the fear that Richie was pushing that YouTube was going to shut down last year, so I went ahead and made another backup channel, the final open forum, and then, what's the other one? I can't remember because I don't use them. Beating a troll to a pole, or something like that. Oh, it was Carl Can't Afford. That's right. I don't use those accounts though. So if you ever see Summer is Near commenting, or open forum, or beating a troll to a pole, well then that would be me. But I don't need those channels anymore. Did I say if you have more than one account, then you're a troll agent from before with ignorance and lack of knowledge? Of course I did. I said that because that's what people do. Mark 18 Mod 0 admitted that he has like 40 accounts. And but I'm coming on here right now and saying, what does that prove? What does it prove? It sounds like he likes to be on YouTube a lot, checking people's channels out. What is his goal? I guess to correct people if they're getting out of line. But why would you want to do that? So, like, to me that part never. I kind of didn't understand it. If you don't like what somebody's doing, just don't watch the channel. But maybe it's a call from God that's what he feels like he has to do. Same thing that I do. Scott, I am honored. I'm telling you, I'm honored that you think continually, because here's your assumptions. You go to jobs and act like you're working. There's no way that you could do 33-minute videos and still get the job done. Oh, I don't work every day because I work for myself. Now, do I have different individual contractors and builders that I work for? Yes. But it's on my schedule because I've allowed it to be that way. I work for myself now. A couple of years ago, I used to have 10 people working under me. And that's when I was getting sabotaged. I was targeted at work, where the guy was trying to sabotage my work and set me up and accuse me of something that I didn't do. So I'm used to it. I hear a lot of anger in your voice. Hey man, you have a right to be angry at whatever it is that you want to be angry about. Accusations, if you want to keep doing accusations. By the way, people, if you don't know what I'm talking about, what's your name? Scotty Potty now? Scott Alpine from before, one of the first people I talked to on the phone, seems to be very angry at me. And whoopsie, I am sorry that your brother died, because my brother died too. But I'm not looking for sympathy, and I am looking for, I am still looking to reach out to all you guys. Maybe you're a little suspicious about it. I guess. I mean, Scott's, I mean, he's going off, but hey, at least I'm getting to make some videos and speak his mind. That's cool. But when I say my brother died too, we are all brothers and sisters in Christ. Every single head is the head of Christ. Everybody, every human being. It's just, they don't know it yet, because Christ died for all of the sins of the world. All. Think about it. He died for everybody's sin that they will ever commit throughout their entire lives. What does that tell you? If the head of every man is the head of Christ, and the same with the woman, because the woman came from man, and the head of Christ is the head of God, doesn't that make us all one? Doesn't it make us all one? So yeah, I have 4 accounts, and I don't use any because I only need this one at this moment, because those strikes stopped, at least at the time right now they did. So I don't need them. Did I say I would never monetize? Yep, I said that. And then I thought, wait a minute. Because I get attacked and harassed by YouTube, by the agents that they do send out there, and the trolls, I said I would never charge anybody for the Word of God. I would never charge anybody for the Word of God. You receive it freely, you give it freely. So I said, you know what? Just for shits and giggles, okay? Just for shits and giggles, I'm gonna monetize my Walmart video. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna monetize it. And I'm gonna let YouTube send me a measly, what did I get? $194 for 1 month, right? $194 for 1 month. To me, and anybody can take it however they want. I have a right to do whatever I want. I know that I'm doing God's will, period. Point blank. And that's all that I need to know. No matter what anybody says, no matter how angry people are at me, you can be angry. It's not going to change my ways. So to me, it's like a slap in the face to YouTube that I'm exposing YouTube, and you guys are going to pay me for it. Even though it's like, it's chump change. What is $190 to get in a month? What is it? And this video gets, and again, I could have done it from the very beginning because it's up to 2 million views. But this is my net video. This is just me catching dirty fish. They come into the net, and it's up to Christ which one he's going to cleanse or not. And if they don't listen to anything, don't believe, they get tossed back. That's what happens with fish, right? So, because, Scott, you're talking about, you're going to expose me for, the one true thing you did say is, guys, Robin Hood is not who you think he is. Because if you think I am who you think I am, Scott, you're right. I'm not who you think I am. When it comes to work, I've been a carpenter for 22 years out of Thaddeus Stevens State College of Technology right there. Graduated in 1996. I started at $7.50 an hour in carpentry. I worked my way up to $9 an hour. The people I were working with were making $18 an hour, and I was running circles around them, making $7.50 to $9 an hour for about a year and a half. And I always worked as if I was being watched. I did that because I grew up as a child always feeling like I'm being watched. So I did things as if I was being watched. But then when I started taking drugs after 13, I kind of ignored it. And that's why I got in trouble. That's why I went to jail plenty of times. My rap sheet is it can't get any. I'm maxed out. I'm maxed out. I can't do anything else wrong. Period. So when it comes to working, again, I like it. If I can't convince Justin that I'm not an agent, when he still has thoughts of it, I take it as a high honor. Because I'm doing things that are. It's like you're reminding me, Scott, that yeah, I am doing things that people just don't do. How can you possibly still? How can you have a nice vehicle and be a real person? You know what I mean? How can you have a nice car and not be an agent? How can you do 33-minute videos a day and say that you have a job? Well, let me tell you this: 33 minutes a day, right? Off the top of my head, who the hell else does that? Who the hell else does that? When you look at YouTube, and when I keep talking about Richie and AMTV guy, well, you can't tell what they are. Scott, you're the one that was sending me all this information about Richie, saying, yeah, he is reading, remember? He is reading, look. And that's when I was getting tired of getting texts and told those. I'm like, I don't care, I already know. So when it comes to AMTV guy, well, he's heaping up his treasures in the end days. I don't know, maybe, are you, let me ask you this, Scott. Are you heaping up silver and gold? Do you believe in Bitcoin too? I would just say, take some advice from Andrea, if that's even her real name. I like her advice. I like how she talks. I like that she's a peacemaker. Believe it or not, I do. But when it comes to work, man, I've always ran circles around people. I don't waste any time. When I have a house to trim and I have leisure time and I can take my time, then that's what I'll do. But for the most part, when I'm busy, and that's why I hated being busy about a year ago, and I quit that job, actually, because I quit one of the jobs working, remodeling the apartments, because it took up too much of my time. I barely make it, okay? The car, I can't afford that car. That car's going back. It's months behind on the payments. I can't afford it anymore. I got lured in, okay? It was a beautiful car. My credit was perfect, right? And then, so I went and bought it. I leased it. It's a lease. I don't own anything. And so when I started, remember when my credit card account was being put up on the live streams, when I was doing live streams by, you know, Tony Camps, whatever account that is, possibly Mark Mod 18, because he has 40 of them, he admitted it. But either way, I don't care, because I seen that everybody's credit people are using it anyway. They're taking it. They tried to hack into my account when it was completely maxed out, because there was a 100-hour attempt at Wawa to charge on my card, but it was already maxed out. My credit cards are maxed out. I don't have a Mac machine debit card because I don't want anybody to hack into it. If you want to rob me, you're gonna have to put a gun to my head, and you're gonna have to walk me into the bank and say, take out all your money that you don't have in there. So the more you're talking about me, Scott, obviously you're not an agent. Obviously, because you truly would know if you followed me around, because that's what the government does. They hire agents and they hire people to follow you around. You would know what I do day in and day out. You would know who I work for. You would know that I work for myself. But I have very good relationships with people for 20 years because a specific man named Barry who seen my work as fast as I worked. He's seen I was constantly doing it. I was constantly doing it, day in and day out. I just wouldn't take a break. This kid is making $750 an hour, and he's running, I didn't get a raise until a year later. And he's running circles, and he was a subcontractor. And I owe my entire career to that man. And as a matter of fact, I just had him help me do some trim work because, well, I needed some help, and he needed some work. I could have done it myself, but I've always felt like I need to give back because he is the man that when I was 22, he made me his partner as a subcontractor, and I did very well. He got sick. He had double pneumonia. He's 10 years older than I am. I'm 42, or at least 10 years older. He might be 55, but something like that. But the point is, I owe my career to him. Because all of the men that I know that I've done work for throughout the years is his connection. And when he seen a kid running circles around people, he made me his partner just like that. And then we had a crew. And I'm a kid, but I'm mature. I know what I'm doing when it comes to trim. I'm fast at it. I've always been fast at it and very accurate. So I spent a long period of time doing my work quickly, getting it done and getting out and going about my business. So when he was in the hospital, there was a crew of 4. And he was sick for 2 months with double pneumonia. And I went to his wife and said, look, if he lets me use his truck that has all the tools, it's a big old dually, a brand new Chevy Silverado back in 2001, 2000, 99, somewhere around there. Yeah, because I graduated in 96. So before the year 2000. I still went to work with me and my brothers, or me and my brother and my cousin, one or the other, and we still trim the houses just as fast because we stepped it up. We stepped it up because a man down. The man that gave me this opportunity was down. And I went to his wife, and she said it's fine because he was in the hospital. So we still went and trimmed the houses. And when I got paid from that guy that we worked for, I took that check, I brought it to his wife, and we split it down the middle. Barry never skipped a beat when it came to the money because me as a 21, 22-year-old kid had this overwhelming feeling that I should step it up for him for what he did for me, give me this opportunity, and still get the houses done within the 3-day period and still split it with them and still pay the 2 employees and still make money. That's my heart. And I did it for 2 months straight, and he has forever been grateful because of it. That's the kind of relationship that I try to establish with people. And even when you fight, fuss, and argue, it's time to set down the anger, man. I'm done accusing people of what I think they are or aren't. I don't care anymore. One thing I do know, and it's not an accusation, is we all are from God. Every head is the head of Christ. Christ is the head. If you don't want to believe in the pineal gland, I don't know. I never knew anything about it until this year. I just understand what it is. Whoever's sitting in your pineal gland, that seat is ruling in the holy place, the temple. Christ is sitting right here. So I don't know how many, I don't know what you think you got against me or whatever it is that you're building up. But I just believe that Richie truly does work for that side, and he's supposed to give us this information, and we're supposed to figure out what he means by it.
And I'm giving information straight off the top of my head. Just the way it is. I'm sorry that you're very angry about this. But I'm trying to reconcile. And that's it. Because we are going to go through this. All of us. It's not a secret what the elite are doing. Sodom and Gomorrah, okay? Sodom is burning right now. It just is. Gomorrah is next. California and New York. But hey, false prophet, I will be called a false prophet, just like Harold Camping was called a false prophet, because the mainstream media labeled him a false prophet. The elite, the same people that are causing division among us right now. Like I'm all of today, I'm just reconciling. That's it. If you don't want to accept my olive branch, Scott, if you don't want to accept, I'm reaching out to give you an olive branch. If you don't want to accept it, it's fine. I won't be disrespectful to you. I won't accuse you of anything except for being my brother. That's it. I truly, truly recognize we are all brothers and sisters in Christ, because the scriptures says so, and on top of it, aren't we? Aren't we all? It's just we have difference of opinions. The true testing of spirits is, can you calm down with the anger that you have, or will it continue on? Because I'm just gonna keep going about my business till my channel is shut down, and I believe it will be shut down by the 28th of December. I just do. And I believe it was going to be shut down 8 months ago, and I believe it was going to be shut down before the beginning of this year. That's why I made that video of Richie from Boston, because I knew that, I'm thinking once I make that video, I'm shut down, because I'm ripping them. You know, it was funny the first time when I did it. And it only, the impressions just, you know, it's all in good fun, because I'm laughing in the face of the beast of the earth, because I'm not afraid of them. I'm not afraid of any of them. So yeah, when it comes back to my work and pretending that I'm working, okay, man, hey, look, people can do that. People can do that, but I don't pretend about anything, except for when I'm acting out a mockery role and I'm pretending to be the AMTV guy that has the money by his heart. And I don't know if you're sticking up for him or not, I'm not sure. You just sound pretty angry because I was talking about him and Richie again. But I just came across this guy that's selling Bitcoin. And the Bible literally tells us not to do what these people are doing in these last days, which I believe we are in. Will I get crucified for saying it? Of course. That's how it works. You get crucified. Don't expect anything different. Just like Richie said, stop being a pussy and just know that you're going to get crucified. I know the message is directed to me, okay? Because I'm the other channel that challenges him. I don't know who else does challenge him the way that I do. But I love Richie as my older, stubborn brother, because I have an older, stubborn brother the same way. Doesn't believe anything that I'm saying and fights me with it. I learned how to talk to him because of my real dad on earth, because he had 3 sons and 2 daughters, and we all have different views. Mine was more biblical, so I can come to my dad and talk to him about the Bible without arguing with him. That's what he taught me. And then he can talk to my brothers without arguing with them, and my 2 brothers fight back and forth with each other And my oldest brother is the most stubborn of them all. But I learned how to talk to people, and I'm learning how to talk to people by being attacked on YouTube, by people being mad at me, coming at me. I learned how to simmer down. And if SJD is the leader of the gang stalkers, right? And I've talked to him, and when he had me on the phone, I talked to him about probably 6, 7 good times. 2, maybe 3 hours at a time. He did most of the talking. And I believe he was testing my spirit to see, will I help him out? Of course I will. If he was saying he was gonna, like, he didn't have any money, he just wasn't gonna eat, and he was just gonna go out like that. I'm like, well, you're not dying on my clock, so let me go to my PayPal account. Here's $40, and I sent it to him, and or I think it was 40, and it was choice, and his cable bill was due, and this was when that bit about I brought a sense of humor out of him. I'm telling you, I'm responsible for him singing, guys. All right, just get that straight. So I literally, okay, so your cable bills. So I went and got a prepaid credit card at 7-Eleven, and I called the cable company, and it was under his name, and it was late, and it was going to get shut off. So I did pay it. All right, he got me. He got me on that. Okay, fine, whatever. But it's the same thing with this Boldly kid. I gave him stuff, but I realized I tested his spirit immediately in one day. One day, as 1,000 years, I tested his spirit. It took me 1,000 years to test Boldly's spirit, and I figured it out in one day. So is SJD up to something that I don't believe he's telling me the full truth? Yes, of course. Do I believe the Sater twins are mixed and mingled in with him? Yes, I do. Because they came against me right around the perfect timing, where everybody else started coming against me. I hold no grudges, though. That's the difference between me and you at this exact moment, Scott. I don't hold any grudges, and I am not angry at anybody. For whatever or whoever, if they're lying, that's on them. That is on them. But the more you're pushing at me, all you're proving to me is that obviously you're not an agent, or else you would have the absolute truth about me. Because you're going along with accusations, assumptions. How can a guy work and get all this work done, say he's a finished carver, but make 33-minute videos a day? Well, let's see. When you're in a union, how many breaks do you take a day if you work for the union? Something that I never, ever wanted to get into because they seem lazy to me. Don't they get like a half-hour break in the morning, a half-hour break at 10 a.m., an hour lunch break, a half-hour break at 2 p.m., and you can make videos like, because you know why I do this? Because I feel like it's God's purpose for me to do it. 33-minute videos, because I was accused of being a 33-degree Mason because my phone would only go to 33 minutes. I mean, I keep getting cut off. Sometimes it goes to 33 exactly, or 33:10 at the longest. But I enjoy this. I'm glad I got you fired up, man. That's awesome. I got you fired up. But at the same time, there's going to be a time where you're going to need to cool down. You're going to need some water. You're going to need some water. Okay? I'll give you some water, man. It's my interpretation of the gospel, the good news, but it is good news. It's fearful at first because everybody's being deceived and everybody's turning against each other. But now it's like, it's not fearful at all. Perfect love casts out any fear or doubt. Whoever you doubt, that's fine, you can doubt them. Do you have perfect love? Are you showing love to your enemies, Scott? Are you showing love to your enemies? Who are your enemies? How is it possible to show love to your enemies? Only the Holy, capital S, Spirit can give that to you. And then you see people not for, I mean, you accept people for who they are, but you understand that there are demons, man, and they will antagonize your brain and get thoughts, constant thoughts. That's why when people say you shouldn't meditate because it's like the devil's workshop is an idle mind, no, man, no. Think about 200 years ago when there was no radio, there was no TV, there was no repetitive music over and over and over again. That shit sticks in your head. That is chatter, man. Your head thinks so much more with these little demons all over the place because of all the noise in the world. All this noise and electricity is getting cut. It's getting cut from us, and then it's going to get cut from them. And that's when God's going to show them, the elite, who he truly is. This deception is going to turn back 7 billion people alive. That's coming straight from Robin Hood's agency, guys. I have great news. Fear not. Or you can listen to Richie and fear everything. I mean, which one do you want to go with? One or the other? There's something in the Bible that says pick or choose, one or the other. You know, how long are you guys going to listen to this one for? Until you finally listen to the truth. I don't read shit. If I start trying to read something, it'll distract me. Because I'm so used to looking into the camera and just speaking straight through that hole. While everybody else has to look at themselves. Because it's a habit. It's like you kind of, I don't know. Straight here. I do things, apparently, that makes people, it's like you just can't believe it, okay? And I so much appreciate it. Yes, I do work hard as a carpenter, finished carpenter. I build cabinets, I install cabinets. I loved making custom furniture, and then I went to start to my own school. I went back to start up my career, hiring kids from school, and I stopped doing that too. And I'll go back. I'll show you the letter that I have that I brought to the job fair of what I was looking for, and the hoods. Robin, look it up on eBay. They're still there. Robin Hoods, okay? And then this turned into Robin's Hood. I stopped doing that too because this is God's calling for me right now, to spread the word.